Ever get that feeling like creative lines are, I don't know, kind of blurring these days?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is someone a filmmaker
Mm-hmm.
or a writer,
Mm.
a designer? What if they're like all of those things at once?
Right.
That's exactly what we're going to dive into today with Sithesh C Govind.
Okay.
We're looking at his Farapedia entry, and honestly, it reads more like, one of those highlight reels of amazing artistic achievements.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for, right? To unearth the why behind the wow.
Definitely. And what's so fascinating about Sithesh is that he really embodies this new kind of creative person, the multi-hyphenate,
Yeah.
film writing, design, even mentoring. He just shifts between them so seamlessly. It's really quite incredible how these different fields, which you think would be separate, just totally intertwine in his work.
Okay, so picture this. Sithesh is born in Kerala, India, but pretty early on, he relocates to Karnataka.
Okay.
And I was thinking about this. Could that move, being immersed in a whole new cultural landscape, could that be part of what makes his artistic voice so unique?
Absolutely. I mean, those early experiences, absorbing different languages, traditions, even just observing a totally new environment, it all seeps into an artist's, subconscious. And that cross-pollination of influences, that's often where you see real innovation spark.
Right. It's like his creative palette just expanded by being in a new place.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, let's talk about his film. Idu Enthalokavaya came out in 2024.
Okay.
It was his directorial debut in Canada cinema. And this wasn't just him, testing the waters.
Right.
This film got nominated for Best Film at the Bengaluru International Film Festival.
Wow.
BIFs, as it's called.
BIFs, yeah. And it wasn't just one of those, participation trophy nominations.
Right.
Critics were genuinely excited about this film. They were praising the innovative screenplay and his really distinct directorial style, even in his very first film.
See, that's what I find so interesting. Even before this breakout film, he worked on the 2017 Canada slapstick comedy, Ondu Motea Kafe.
Okay.
That's quite a jump, don't you think? From
Yeah.
slapstick to something as, dramatic as Idu Enthalokavaya.
You're telling me. It really speaks to his range, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
He refuses to be put in a box limited to just one genre. I mean, to nail comedic timing like that and then turn around and create a film with so much emotional depth, it's really impressive.
And then comes Devamva in 2023. This one takes the whole multi-hyphenate thing to a whole new level.
Oh, how so?
He directs, writes the story, the screenplay, even the dialogue. He was even the technical director.
Wow, he did it all.
He did. And there's this one detail that I just find so fascinating. He won the International Award for Poster Design at the Kashish Pride Film Festival for Devamva.
Wait, are you saying he designed the poster himself?
He did.
Wow.
And it wasn't just some, visually appealing poster. It really captured the essence of the film, resonated with the jury. And that's where you start to see that for Sithesh, it's not about separate things. It's about this whole vision. Everything contributes to the final story.
Yeah, I see that.
It's like he's thinking about every single piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
From the opening scene all the way to the poster.
Exactly. And that kind of brings us to this whole other fascinating part of his career. His books.
Right.
Scrinella.
His 2023 debut, A Nutty Affair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to say, when I first heard that term, Scrinella, I was like, what is that?
It's so clever.
Yeah.
It really is. It's such a testament to how inventive he is.
Yeah.
Because he didn't just write a novel. He didn't just write a screenplay. He created something totally new.
Okay, so for anyone listening who's like, Scrinella, what is that?
Yeah.
Imagine reading a story and it unfolds with all the, vividness, the energy of a movie.
Okay.
Like, you've got this really sharp dialogue, super evocative descriptions. He even weaves song lyrics in there.
Wow.
But then he takes it a step further.
Okay.
Notes on camera angles, lighting, even sound design.
It's like you're getting a glimpse inside his head
Totally.
as he's envisioning this whole thing playing out on screen.
And the critics are like, yes, this is amazing.
Right.
They've really praised A Nutty Affair for being so original and for, transporting the reader right into the heart of the story.
Which makes you wonder, could this be, the start of a whole new genre?
I know, right? Is Scrinella going to be a thing? But as much as I love a good book, I keep getting drawn back to his visual art.
Yeah.
We talked about that award-winning poster for Devamva.
Right.
But it turns out that wasn't a one-off.
Oh, no, not at all. Sithesh designs all his own posters.
Really?
Yeah, it's like He's following in the footsteps of those iconic filmmakers, Satyajit Ray, people like that, who saw the poster as, like, this extension of the film itself.
Right, right.
It's all part of the same artwork.
It speaks to that integrated artistic vision, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And his design work goes way beyond film, too.
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
creative director for ad agencies.
Which, as you can imagine, is not an easy field to break into.
No.
It's not just about being artistic. You have to really get marketing, branding, visual communication.
Right. He's not just making pretty pictures.
No.
He's crafting visuals that, like, tell a story, get a message across, and ultimately connect with people on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And speaking of connecting with people, his toponymy series really caught my attention.
Toponymy, okay.
He takes place names and explores their meaning through typography.
I love that because people often think of typography as just, making things look nice, but it's so much deeper than that.
It is.
It's about using the visual form of letters to really get at the essence of words.
Right, and with toponymy, he's taking something as, I don't know, seemingly simple as a place name, and he's revealing all these hidden layers, the history, the culture behind it.
It's like he's reminding us that even in, this digital world where we're just bombarded with images constantly,
Right.
the art of typography is still so powerful.
It really is. And then you have his art series, Kambala and Devu Barankoro,
Yep.
both of which, by the way, went viral.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And this is where I think his work goes beyond just aesthetics.
Yeah,
It becomes social commentary.
right.
These series got people talking about local traditions, cultural preservation, even social issues.
Which is so important, especially now when we're just drowning in information. It's not enough for art to just be beautiful anymore. It has to resonate, it has to challenge people, it has to get them talking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to another fascinating aspect of Sithesh's work, his mentorship.
Oh, yeah, tell me about that.
He mentors aspiring filmmakers.
He does. See, that says a lot about a person,
It's like he's saying, I'm going to share what I've learned because there's enough room for everyone.
Totally. It's about building a community,
Yeah.
passing the torch so that this exploration, this creativity, it keeps going.
It's interesting, right? Because we keep coming back to this idea of connection with Sithesh.
Yeah.
Like we see it in how he brings together different art forms, different cultural influences, even social commentary.
Right, right.
It's like he sees these connections everywhere.
It's true. Like the world is this web of stories, and he's just highlighting those threads for us.
Exactly. And what makes him so interesting as an artist, I think, is that he never stops.
He doesn't, does he? He just keeps pushing those boundaries further and further.
Yeah, even after all the success, all the awards, he's not content to just, like, sit back and relax.
It's like he's on this constant search
Right.
for a new way to tell a story, a new medium to experiment with.
A new connection to make.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it so exciting to, like, follow his journey.
It really does, You look at everything he's done and you just can't help but wonder, what's next?
Exactly. Like, we've talked about his films, his writing, his design, his mentoring. Where does he even go from here?
Right, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it? When you embrace being a multi-hyphenate, the possibilities really are endless.
It's not about spreading yourself too thin.
No, not at all.
It's about recognizing that all these different things, they're connected, and those connections, they can fuel something amazing.
They really can.
Sithesh is showing us that we don't have to stay in our lanes. We can break down those walls and create something truly unique.
It's inspiring, honestly.
So, to everyone listening, what connections can you make?
Yeah, what are you passionate about?
What boundaries are you going to push? Because who knows, maybe someday we'll be deep diving into your work.
That's right. Keep exploring, keep creating, and most importantly, keep those connections flowing.
Couldn't have said it better myself.